Good evening. I think I'm live now. Good evening. Hello, Irkibris. How are you doing? I didn't plan on flying, and then I just had a bit of the moment thing. So anyway, I need to build some hours for IVAO, so to keep them happy. If you guys want to tag along, you're welcome. Hello, Alex. Hello, Scotsman. I don't know why my sound echoes. Hold a second. Let me see if I've stopped the stream. Yeah, I did. I'm not streaming double, so check your site. Anybody else hear an echo? Hey, Vaughan, Jerry, Sean, SK Son. Yeah, check that you don't have two instances of the stream running, eh? Okay, cool. Thank you. Right, so we're loading. I'm just going to continue my story this side, get going. That's a better option. No echo, echo, echo. No echo, echo, echo. Ah, yeah, you, Scotsman. There was an interruption too. Some of these routes in the states is just weird. We guys are not used to them. So let's try something again. Just to make that turn a little bit better. At 15. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Delete. Want it on top of it because it needs to go in front to 70. 15. Put it on top. Execute. Execute. There we go. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a, that'll become a flyby and we can just ease into it. I could probably have lifted it a little bit, but anyway. Scotsman, yeah, that's a good laugh. Good evening, Nevada Rocks. There you go. No, don't you worry. It's better you ask than you suffer all the time. At least now we know. Yeah, I don't know, man. My OCD is killing me. My OCD, I hate it. Do 35 at 50. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That's better. Okay, so that should take us through. Yep, we've done it, and we can continue. The back's on board. Right, so I'm not sleepy at this moment. I'm obviously just concentrating, so you guys must feel free. You know, have your chats, speak your speak, ask your questions, say your say, those kind of things. If you want to join me here on Discord, you're welcome. And why is it? Let's look that up quick. At this point in time, I don't think there's a general theme yet. It's just, you know, fixing bugs, making it better. There isn't a headline like we had with the flight model in number 2, unfortunately. Zibo added one more de-icing truck at the back because everybody's been saying for years and years the tail never gets de-iced. So that has happened, but other than that, it's basic bug fixes and stuff. I'm sure he'll come up with something one of these days, then we'll know, and then I'll tell you.
Ground flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Made a mistake there. Go for that.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
Jerry, I think that's a hard code that you can always go and set. In the VA, when we dispatch in the VA, our standard is 20. And in an instance like tonight, you can choose an option of 50 or LRC. Okay, so I chose 50. So if you look at my preferences, you'll see I've got a cost index of 50. But that is something that I instruct SimBrief to change on my behalf. So when you do your planning, just make sure in the VA there's a drop-down list you can choose. In SimBrief, you have to physically type a number. Just change it. No, Tom, no, this is just fix 5. I'm just trying it again. The test of this flight is not really the Zibomod. The test of this flight is my VRAM because of my settings. For those of you that haven't heard or seen it, I've had to cut back a lot of my sliders and stuff. Now, this morning we were successful with the sliders over there. So tonight I'm just being a bit daring. I just upped it once more, you know, 1 notch. And I've taken out my draw boats that a lot of people have mentioned to me. So, and I've dropped the ambient occlusion there. Okay, so just 1 notch there. Just to see what happens, if I can still make it. So there's a chance that the sim will bomb out just before we land, you know, and then I at least can go and sleep it off, you know, then I don't have to worry too much about the rage. You know, I'm halfway to bed anyway. Right, 80%. Let's start the AP. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a heading select takeoff. And that's 148. Right, and then we'll just turn ourselves back on course and set it up from there. Alright, well, when you're ready, you can ask. I'm going to be busy for another 5 minutes or so, and then it's a 2-hour flight. You know, you guys are better help me stay awake then, you know, so leave the questions for then. Stuff like that, at least. If I can answer, I'll answer. Otherwise, we'll ask. You know, we'll find out. Right, there's the doors.
Grounded cockpit. Toes driving up.
Flight attendants prepare for departure. Cross-check and all call. Thank you.
Thank you, Scotsman.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Trim up.
Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Okay. All doors, hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Before start procedure complete. Ready for before start checklist.
Tow connected, bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake. Starting pushback, go ahead, start the engines.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
That jetway is magic. It keeps on coming and going. Look, look. I'm here, I'm gone. I'm here, I'm gone.
N2. Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine. N2.
The fuel goes in. Hello, Mikma.
Operation complete, set the parking brake. disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Starter cutout. Engine start
Hey,
procedure.
Nico, how you
complete.
doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
So is this VRAM problem only with AMD, or does it?
No. I've heard complaints from guys with NVIDIA as well. But it seems that the brunt of it is with AMD. The more severe cases. And the funny thing is, not all AMD guys. I've got AMD guys on stream. They say they don't have a problem.
Tow is
On it.
disconnected. Bypass pin's been removed. Hand signal on the right. She's all yours, Captain.
I just want to add maybe this one thing. Okay, remember each one of us have got different add-ons on our system.
Are asking for a cozier
So
temperature.
at the end of the day, it could be my add-on that's exasperating the problem. So that's why I went and I disabled so many things. If you watch this morning stream, you'll see I disabled freaking everything. Currently in this simulator, as we're looking at it, the only scenery that is active in here is Jackson Hole scenery, because that's where we're going to. No other scenery. I've got AutoOrtho running, and the rest is basically stock standard X-Plane. I've got a couple of plugins obviously running, but in terms of scenery and stuff, I've switched off everything. All the Sim7 stuff's off. Prefab airports off. I'm actually going to remove that. I don't think I need that anymore. And global forests off. So many things. I switched everything off to try and keep my VRAM, and this morning I did a flight no problem. So we all have certain things, that will make it worse or better. But the fact remains is that in the changelog from Laminar, the previous one and this one, you can see they're working with VRAM. So I just got it bad before taxi procedure.
Before taxi procedure. Before taxi procedure complete.
In actual fact, I'm
I am
talking
ready for
nonsense.
before taxi
I want to tell you
checklist.
guys something else quickly. I abbreviated this winter checklist thing. So let's get that on screen quickly. So I basically extracted the couple of pages from the big checklist. So for the guys who just want the basics, this will get you in the air and keep you in the air. So if you want it, it's in my private hangar. It's right next to the huge checklist, but it's just now abbreviated. So let's actually see where we're at. So we are between 1 and 10. So engine and wing anti-ice must actually come on, if we want to play proper. Flaps will remain up. And I'm just going to turn the trim back to 5. Just to make sure we don't have issues there. Right. Wing anti-ice. Right, that's all good. Okay, so that is no, it's going to take us to the next stage. We are not going to do the de-icing because it's not that cold. And also that one we don't need to do. And the next thing we need to worry about is just in flight. All right, so that basically takes care of the necessity here on the ground. So I'll show you something else when we get to the runway. As we're taxiing, let me already explain something to you. The Boeing 737 has got a built-in safety. So if you forget your wing anti-ice on and you hit toga and you go down that runway, it's going to trip it anyway.
Horizontal stabilizer trimmer not set for takeoff.
Yeah, Linda will do that later, don't worry. I don't think at this temperature it was that necessary to do the 5 units on the trim, but you can or you can't. It's not going to kill you. It's when it gets so cold that you have to use the fluids and stuff that it's really going to be a problem if you don't. So, hey James. In actual fact, let's ask her to just put it back. That was maybe a bit of an overreaction there, so
Trim up.
just put it back. Looks like we're trying to taxi uphill here.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for takeoff.
Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure complete.
Right, so
Ready
now
for takeoff checklist.
we're going to set our flaps quickly to flaps 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how it works. You can either switch it off now or the system will kick it out. That's just by design. All right, so you don't have to worry about your wing anti-ice in the takeoff. You obviously want as much air going to the engines for all the power
Taper
that you
before
need.
taxi procedure.
All right, so let's go.
Approaching 16 left. On runway 16 left.
All right,
Stabilize.
let's go.
Takeoff thrust set.
I'm gonna try and keep it steady.
Throttle hold.
That's a bit difficult, sorry. We'll look up just now. We'll see it's kicked off. If it doesn't, then we need to fix it, but it must kick off.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. See there, it's kicked off. So before you're in the air, it goes. Before you fly, it switches itself off, just to allow you to climb more safely. More air goes to the engines, etc.
Acceleration altitude.
Right, let's get on to Command A. Then what we'll do is we'll wait to about 2,000 foot and then we'll start our turn. Man, the earth is flat without all the scenery loaded, eh?
Flaps 1 set.
What's up?
Flaps up and set.
Right, so there's two ways of doing it. You can either turn on course or you can go now up the aircraft and you can just execute your first waypoint and switch LNAV. Same story. And it will do its thing. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. There's our acceleration back again. Now we can start to climb proper. Mark, this is the en route charts. My one is stuck on dark. I cannot change it to daylight. It is always dark. If you go to the actual charts, you go to the actual airport charts, KSEA. I'll show you. There's a little button that you can press, but they never included the button in the en route. You see that one over there? That second button there, it's dark, there it's daytime. That button is removed. It doesn't exist in the en route side of things. So I'd love to have it, but it's stuck. Vaughn, she is, but you need to read the manual. So if you're not a guy who likes to read PDF guides, you know, you're going to struggle. But it's straightforward, really, very easy. You need to have two bindings. The first binding is push to talk, if you want to use push to talk. Hello. That took too long. Hello.
Hello, Cap.
Let's see if she... Hello.
Hello, Cap.
Okay. So you need one binding for the push to talk, and then you need another one to make this widget come and go as you please, because if it sits on your screen the whole time, my OCD doesn't like it. It wants it to hide it.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches off.
Hello, Aviation Calgary. How are you doing? I get it, don't worry. Yeah, I love these mountains. The clouds have now increased quite a bit. Rain. Yeah, exactly. Once you've got the two buttons set and she's lying in the correct position, the rest is going to be for you to train the voice. the voice training takes a couple of hours. You know, you don't have to do it all at once, but you know, repeat yourself a few times in that training session, you know, and then it just becomes so much easier for you, for the Microsoft voice recognition to recognize your voice and what you're actually saying. Yep, gone. Hulle het hom gesteel, my maat.
Approaching transition. Transition altitude.
I just put that back on because I seem to see plenty more clouds coming this way, so we might as well keep that on. Keep an eye on these wings.
How much VRAM do you have on your laptop?
Can you try again?
How much VRAM you have?
12.
12 gig. Oh wow.
Yeah. And I
Was
see.
was monitoring yesterday and today the VRAM usage, and I go close to 11.5 gigs on my 16.
Yeah, my one I monitored this morning. GPU. I'm currently at 8.3 of 12 in the physical memory side, and then in the virtual memory side, I presume it makes a cache file somewhere. I'm using 2.4 of 32. It basically says here in the task manager that I'm using approximately 62% of the VRAM. Between 60 and 62, it goes up, down, up, down.
So does X-Plane adjust itself when it's on a 8 gig card versus a 12 or 16?
Yes, yeah, it does. And I think that is part of the code in X-Plane that's not working so well at this point in time, because I get the feeling that the buffers run full and then it doesn't clear itself, and that's when you run out. Just too much.
Nico, have you thought of deleting the NVIDIA caches on the app data local NVIDIA folders?
Well, if I had an NVIDIA, I could have, but I don't have. I've got AMD. That's the problem.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
No worries, no worries. I've looked at everything. I've deleted everything that I could. I've disabled everything else. This morning's flight was the first one in the last 3 that I could complete. In actual fact, last 4, because 3 bombed, and this was the 4th flight, first one I could complete. Just because I switched everything off. Thinking we've got ice. No, we don't. How's that? I swear, when I looked at the degradation in performance in the climb there, I was seriously thinking we're looking at ice, but no. No. Definitely a bit retarded on the climb there. Exactly, Alex. Sorry. I only noticed your comment now. Yes. Yeah, it's not releasing. There goes Air Berlin in North America.
Traffic. Descent.
Don't worry, man. We made it.
Conflict.
I want to see what the difference looks like when we do that. My VRAM has gone up by 100 megabyte. So I'm at 64% and it's jumped to 70 now. The VRAM is releasing kind of a spike, and then it goes back. Can't tell you when it stabilizes. Wait for a second. It's about 65% utilization now. 9.4 gig from 12 physical is used. Quite a couple of hundred megabytes it's loaded in, but I see it's like it's bleeding off. It's coming back to below 9 now. Now it's back to 58% utilization. Now it's steady at 8.9 gig of 12 in use. Irkibus, are you still awake? Are you still around? You're going to ask your question about the fixes. Oh, gee whiz, that's more a question for Zibo. I'm not sure. So you say if I put more detail in there, it won't show. Let's have a look, see. To 90 at 25. Here's the second one. Here's the third one with its radials. The first one is directly to us, then slightly off, then major off. I don't know, man. Does that answer your question?
1000 to level off.
Then we go to a next fix. Ah, okay. Email. Uh, 20. Right, well, there you've got the radial, you've got the circle, so that one is there. At 20. There's that one. Yeah, there's the second line. It's there. Let's do the other one. The last one as well. 10. There you go. So they're all there. Okay, do me a favor, update your Microsoft C++. Just make sure that you're on the latest C++, because it could be that you just need something. I'm not sure if that will help, but I mean, try it. My VRAM, by the way, guys, has now come back down to 8.1 gig of 12. So it's between 8.0 and 8.1 the whole time. Utilization, low 60s, high 60s, up and down. Now it's 70. You're welcome. Hello, Magnus. Good evening. Thank you for your update earlier today.
I must say I'm tired.
Ah, sorry, you're a bit quiet. Say again.
Yeah, probably also because I'm really tired.
Okay.
The weekend was amazing. It's kind of cool for everyone that doesn't know. I was at the FS conference, Paderborn, Germany. The small local one. They still had like 500 guests.
Okay.
There's a number of guests. It's a very local one, but I didn't realize that Aerosoft actually had this since forever. But they stopped with COVID and they relaunched it now.
Okay.
And no, it was really, really good weekend meeting with a lot of the European developers and stuff.
Okay. I saw Tollus was there. That's the only post I noticed in my feed come through. The Tollus was also there. What did you call the convention? What did they call it?
FS conference.
FS conference. Okay.
It is a small one, and it's if you are a developer, it's definitely worth going because there are a lot of developers who go there to like meet. It's so good to meet people face to face. I had a long and good talk with Thorsten from Tollus as well.
Okay.
I missed him at I saw him and I saw his presentation at FS Weekend earlier this year, but never got the chance to talk with him, and now I did. Good.
Okay. Excellent. Mark, the temperature compensation is to make sure that when you fly on your barometer, if that is what you use for your altimeter setting, that you are not too high or too low in your profile. And basically what it will do is, because of the cold, because it kicks in below 16 degrees Celsius, what it will do is it will lift you higher, because the aircraft will tend to fly lower. You will be on a lower level than usual, so it adds and it lifts you like over the obstacles, over the trees or the cranes or the whatever. So it adds a little bit of altitude to your path as you come down, basically. I hope that makes sense in a nutshell. So in the old days, before this version of the FMC software, the pilots would literally sit and calculate it manually. In the training checklist, there is reference to it almost at the end, if you use the long training checklist. But now with the new FMC software, everything is built in. So if you go and you set up your approach, let's quickly look at that anyway while we are here. Where is my graph? Right, so we've got -1 on the temperature. I don't see any precipitation in the METAR, so for now, let's just say it's a good runway. And then over here, KJAC, the temperature currently is -1. And then the altitude of this airport is 6451. In actual fact, I don't want to use that. No, I want to use the runway elevation. 6451. Okay, same thing. Right, so when you put that in, you see the temperature now is compensating. So you're going to land in normal times. You would have landed at that altitude, but now it's going to assume or inject the real altitude in the compensation side is now going to be 6771. So it's like 320 foot that is going to keep you on a higher path. It's allowing obviously for temperature, changes, because the colder it gets, the aircraft will report a certain value of an altitude, but you're going to be lower than you think you are. So now it just lifts you up and over the obstacles. If you now go to your legs page, and we can go back, you see there's a little star in front of the altitudes. Those are the compensated altitudes. Okay, so those two specific ones will be 320 foot higher. Just for your own safety. You don't want to meet and greet a tree, I promise you. So you're back home now, Magnus?
Say again?
Are you back home now?
Oh yeah, I am finally.
Okay.
It was hilarious with I can tell the story if
yeah, go for it.
Like after the exhibition, there was a captain's dinner for all of the developers and everyone who has contributed to the expo. And this is a very small airport in Germany, Paderborn-Lippstadt, and there's very little traffic there. So Winfried from Airsoft was allowed to actually use the terminal building as the exhibition hall. So literally we had all of the stands and everything in the exhibition hall. And every night there's one flight coming in. And we had this dinner at the captain's dinner thing, and someone like shouted out, "Oh, the airplane's coming!" And all of us are airplane nerds, so everyone went out to the terrace, and everyone looked at this CRJ 900 coming in for landing, and we're all like, "Yeah, rate the landing, rate the landing." And as soon as he touches down, everyone is like, "Oof, that's rough." And many jokes going around about how rough that landing was. And I joked about, "Oh, that's probably my ride home tomorrow." And lo and behold, it was. And it was canceled the next morning.
Nice.
Because of a rough landings, it needed an inspection before it could continue. So yeah, and I got that message at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was not in any capable state of mind to be able to even consider dealing with that. So I just threw my phone away. I'll deal with that in the morning.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, I went over to the terminal and asked, like, "Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, canceled. It's a rough landing." And yeah, now what? So they actually ordered a taxi for me. So I got a taxi from Lufthansa from Paderborn to Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
And the taxi driver was like, "Yeah, it's going to take 2 hours." And I'm thinking, 2 hours from Paderborn to Frankfurt? That's like, I do that, but I do not do normal speeds doing that. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's see if he's able to do that. And yeah, sure enough, we averaged around 200 kilometers an hour.
Nice. So
I've
you were,
never been as fast in a taxi before.
Yeah,
Incredible.
you were doing low-level flying there. IFR. I follow the road as well. Bloody hell, that guy's good. Yeah.
And I was halfway sleeping because I was so tired. Halfway sleeping all the way to Frankfurt, but yeah, we managed in 1 hour 50 minutes.
Wow. Nice.
Topped out at 230.
Wow.
And yeah, everything went really smooth. I actually got home earlier than if I would have done my normal flight from Paderborn to Munich and then Oslo. It was
Okay.
quicker for me to taxi to Frankfurt and then straight home from there.
Wow.
Yeah. But,
No, I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're home.
Yeah.
And that you had fun.
Yeah. Oh, it
Peter.
was so fun.
Good.
Yeah.
We've been having all sorts of issues with this new X-Plane beta running out of VRAM and all kinds of nonsense. I've had to disable xEnviro completely, just too heavy.
I heard.
And I've had to disable all the third-party stuff almost. The only third-party scenery now is just this place where we're going to land, Jackson Hole. There's no other third-party sceneries, no SimHeaven, nothing extra. It's just vanilla almost. I've got the AutoOrthos in there, but I mean, you can't fly to a mountainous area and not have AutoOrtho running. Look at those mountains. See, you want to see them proper.
Been any messages from Laminar about this?
No, we haven't heard anything. I seen a change log that they were working on the AMD and the normal VRAM stuff in the last two updates. You know, it is mentioned there. But AMD seems to be taking the brunt, not so much NVIDIA, but there are guys on NVIDIA also complaining. And that's what we know, and we know they're working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been away from anything in sim pretty long. Just not have time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, AutoOrtho always looks good.
Yeah, I love it. I can't fly without it.
Yeah. I was able to test the new sim though, 24.
Okay.
And once they actually get their shit together, it will be a good sim. I
Great.
guess it will be more of a GA sim until everyone gets their add-ons in.
Sorted, yeah.
But it actually looks great, and the menus for your controllers, they should have a visit there. They don't, but it's actually much better than.
Yeah, I bought it. I went to the Cessna, walked around it, and left. And I've updated it. I've made sure that it's up and running basically. But I've actually even flown one flight in it.
No, I've flown.
Oh,
I actually managed to have a wingtip stall in it, which was
Okay.
kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and it respawns you mid-air. That was like, oh wow.
Okay. Oh, it's very nice. I love it. Love these views.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, wow. B-Spin says he just looked and people are making jet fuel scented candles. Can you imagine smelling the paraffin throughout the house?
I just heard that normal scented candles are bad for your lungs. So I can only imagine.
I tell you what, there's nothing like that paraffin smell that in the morning when that jet switches on the first time. Sometimes it knocks you a bit. Listen, Luigi, hello. I want to tell you something. In COVID, I made arrangements with the Total Garage down the road here to give me 2 containers of fuel. I think it's 225 liters, containers. And I forgot about it. It's here in my garage, next to the car, somewhere there under the table. And every morning, one of the dogs would go in there. And when he comes out, he doesn't look all that fresh. It's like he's kind of on a trip. So one day I sat in the garage and I waited for him. He goes and he smells at the air vent of this petrol can. And then it's like it puts him in a trip and then he goes back in the house. I had to get rid of it quickly.
Oh.
Can you believe it? Who knew? With all the new rules that IVAO is implementing, Magnus, and for the guys watching, this is also part of the reason for me doing this flight now, is with the amount of flights that I actually do as a creator, I only qualify for the bare basic entry level bronze tier or something like that because I barely make the hours to be considered a creator for IVAO anymore.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they've changed the rules so much. Sorry?
But you fly almost every day.
No, but not online, not on IVAO. So
of course. Yeah.
So they're checking the hours and all, and I barely make it as bare entry level creator, But this is one of those instances where I love IVAO and I've got no problem with it. And I mean, I've helped build it. I've done so much for IVAO, from the Skymatix side, from Zibo side, and we've had our fun, But if they're going to turn it into a second job, or in fact, in my instance, a third job for me, I'm seriously thinking, is it worth it? Because, I mean, I can't push myself more than what I'm doing already.
Yeah. Hey, James Queen, no, you wouldn't see any damage because AutoOrthos are still just aerial pictures that are taken in the past.
Yeah.
Ortho imagery is usually, unless they're recently updated, I would say on average they're like between a year to 5 years old.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you wouldn't see any damage. It would be kind of awesome and scary at the same time to have a live image of the Earth.
Yeah.
Big brother, here we come.
Well, then we won't be sim pilots, then we will be drone pilots,
Yeah. And also, that's also the reason why you see difference in colors from one sector to the next, because it's been taking in, often the areas are taking in different seasons.
Yeah.
So you have packages from like Orbx, and Microsoft Flight Simulator does that as well. It tries to automatically
adjust the colors.
Yeah, so you don't see the segment. Norway is really bad with it, so I'm actually kind of impressed with how it looks in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment. How Norway looked, because that was atrocious. It looks decent. Actually. Oh, and I got to know Joe Erland, who made Frankfurt for
Okay.
Airsoft.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that he would come there. And I saw him, and he looked at me and like, "You look Norwegian." And I think it was Raphael from Aerosoft was like, "Yeah, did you know you Ireland? Here's Magnus." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay, hi." And he just started talking Norwegian, and he actually just lives on the other side of the fjord.
Okay.
And he's also from Trondheim, and my family's from Trondheim. The world is super small.
Yeah,
Norway is small.
Well, this whole flight sim world is really small, to be honest. And now for us, the next plane is even smaller, eh?
Yeah. You should join an expo someday.
Yeah, one day. That'll be cool. James, Sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
No,
No, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to tell James, they've removed the Google source from AutoOrtho. We can't use Google anymore. We are limited to what we can use. So even if Google shows it, which is cool, we don't have the source for AutoOrtho. Go ahead, Magnus.
No, I just wanted to say that if I manage to get threshold to be somewhat profitable, I'll pay your ticket to become.
Excellent. That'll be cool.
Yeah. We need you at some of these.
Yeah, that'll be so cool.
Yeah.
But I need to make it.
Several beers.
Yes. I just hope they make it close to Zibo's home so we can go have a word with him too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll go sit in Town Square and I'll wait for him. Check if he comes past. Hey, Zibo!
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you guys must always remember, everybody listening, there's 26 people according to my counter. Everybody, you guys must remember, C++ updates, I think 4 times a year. And when Zibo develops, he usually uses the latest SDK from Laminar. And he's usually on the ball with all the latest stuff. So that would include your C++ as well. And if your C++ is not up to date, and you know what? It's amazing how many people, they see it or they don't care for it, afterwards, but they skip it, and it's in the install guide as one of the requirements. I mean, it just boggles my mind, but people don't realize how important it is. So for you guys listening, please update C++. Yesterday, I did the update for the IVAO pilot client, and believe it or not, they also, check your C++, and truth Bob, mine was out of date yesterday, so I got the new one. The link is in the guide. It's definitely there.
Another thing that was pretty special at this FS conference,
Mm-hmm.
we call again Cruise Level, the German news outlet. They were there with a lot of people, of course, and Rafi from Aerosoft is also the founder of Cruise Level. He's really funny. I really like him.
Cool.
But they brought how many? 5 kegs of beer. So they had
Wow.
a tap.
Yeah.
You could just go there and fill your glass up with beer for
Wow.
free
Wow.
all day. You wouldn't find that in Norway.
Yeah, there's not many places on Earth I can think of where you will find something like that.
Lost the sound.
Yeah, that's a good one, having a list of all the stuff you need to keep updated. Oh, by the way, we were talking about XRAS this morning, and I said, oh, mine is not in my Skunkcraft's updater. I went and I fixed that. I got the latest version of XRAS, and now it's in the updater as well. So that takes care of a couple of updates for me now already on the Skunkcraft's updater. Well, my VRAM is rock solid now. It's 59% utilization, 8.4 gig of 12 gig in use. And that's where it sits. All right there. Right, let's start prepping. Vaughn, that's the C++ runtime libraries. The major part of the code in the Zibomod is written in C++, and you need to have the C++ runtime in your Windows. If you're using a Mac or a Linux machine, then you don't need it. But if you're using the Windows, you have to have C++ runtime so that it can interpret the code of the Zibo and give you the Zibomod, basically. Yeah, if you pay attention when I do my streams, I always switch it on. You see, there's the hidden switch. You can't see it from here, but if you look behind it, you can see. So Zibo just made it clickable from here as well. Otherwise, you have to break your neck every time to get in there to go and switch it on or put it on a key or something, you know. All right, 109.1. 187 on the course heading. 187. Still tracking reasonably. We need to descend to 8,000. There you go, 8,000. So we're ready to go. Ooh, look at the mountains. All those fields down there. I presume those would be fields. Farm fields, farming something.
Question, Nico, where do you get your ISAT dev for the FMC when planning descent?
From the calculator that I made in Excel, that's in my private hangar.
That wouldn't show up in the sim brief, would it?
Not in the Lido format. I haven't seen it in the Lido format. No. I'll share my screen here quickly. I don't want to run out of VRAM now, so just have a quick look and then I'll take it away. But this is what it looks like. Let's quickly look at my live here in Discord. Then you save Vaughan, no problem there. You see it, Mikma?
Yeah, I'm going there. Oh yeah, I saw it before.
Yeah. How's it, Peter? Gotcha. Yes, it is here. It is running. I use it every flight now. There it is. That's a brilliant little piece of software Antonio gave us there. Hoe nou? Wat vra jy nou daarso? Laat ek kyk. Nee. Yusgu, however you want to pronounce that, that's the one. Dave, you remind me of an old, it's an old Chinese saying. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that's how it was given to me. The guy who says it cannot be done must get out of the way of the guy that's doing it. Now, I've used that for many years in my life because every now and then, IRL, somebody tells me, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. And then I'm already doing it, you know. So we each got our talents, and you just got to find the right person in the right place, you know. Let him loose and do his magic, and then things happen. Eh?
Ready for descent procedure.
Absolutely. Magnus,
Yes, sir.
if this flight goes as planned without any VRAM hitches, I'll do the next flight with XE again, so we get better.
Oh, so we know that it's not xEnviro.
Yeah, better test
Yeah, yeah.
samples basically. Because I've
Yeah,
done
that would be
now.
good.
I've done now like 5 flights in active sky with active sky.
Gotcha.
Then
Gotcha.
the one thing that in the one flight that I did test, but this was in beta 2, not beta 1, not beta 2. Sorry, previous beta. The weather radar obviously doesn't work because I suppose the guys will have to kind of match it up with some data refs or something to make the radar work again.
Mm.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't know what's required. I'm just saying. So I couldn't see
Yeah.
radar display when using xEnviro, but when you go to real world weather, it works. So there's obviously some data refs that have changed. Something to that effect.
Mm.
Hello, Krister.
Hello, Christopher.
Approach top of descent.
Krister, no, I think it's the fan that is basically triggering the mic every now and then as the fan turns past me. Now I'm sitting here all quiet. My system is really smooth. I'm keeping an eye on the VRAM and it's really behaving well. I hope it stays this way until we actually land. Right, and so we start the descent. Oh, those clouds, I'm not sure how thick those layers are. Oh, really? speed. Sorry, guys, sorry. Yeah. I tried, but I tell you what, in this house, it's a madhouse. Sometimes I get like maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, and then it's over. I'm at almost 10 p.m. and I'm not even thinking about sleeping. I'm yawning, but I'm not tired to sleep. So I don't know what I'm gonna do still. Maybe if I just go lie down and close my eyes, it's good enough. I'll drift away. There's that waypoint we made earlier. You see, it's just a flyby, but it makes a better arc to get in onto the action there. A better angle. See, I'm already thinking about tomorrow, Christer, and that's probably the biggest problem. You know, you're already sitting thinking, what do you do first? What do you do second? So I got sprung a surprise. My daughter needs to go to a friend's house because they're busy rehearsing some or other something for school. Okay. But I also need to take my car to the panel beaters because they eventually said they'll fix it. So I need to fit that in, and then I'm thinking, I wonder which server is going to need a reboot. I wonder which person is going to call me first, you know? Yeah. No. I don't want to fly anymore. I'll find something to do. Maybe just do my diary or in a reasonable plan, you know. So instead of doing it tomorrow morning at 6 or 7, you know, I can maybe just do it now. Give my brain a chance. Yeah, Christer. That would also help. Yeah, we're dropping like a stone now.
Approaching transition.
In actual fact, let's do it this way.
Transition level. Ready for approach checklist.
Krister, repaste. Sorry, Dave, repaste your CPU now. Now we're in the milk. My VRAM is creeping up. It's now at 76%, 79%. Frequencies, minima, courses set. Speed brake is on, auto brake set. We're getting there. Yeah, no, don't run away.
Flaps 1 set.
Right, seats upright, stow those tray tables, guys. Right, speed brake is now on. Lovely mountains.
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches on.
Yeah, it's nice, hey? It's awesome.
Thousand to level off. Ready for landing checklist. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing.
3 green, flaps 30, speed brake on, auto brake on, auto brakes reset. Cabin is secure, you've got the lights, I'm ready to land. Well, just for the record, I'm one of the rich guys.
Approaching 19.
500. Cleared to land runway 19.
500, 400.
The wind, eh? Look at that wind. Affects the speed negatively very quickly.
Approaching decision height 200.
Minimum.
Minimums.
Yeah. Go sit.
4,000 feet remaining. Break up.
Ah, that wasn't 422. Your bottom side, man.
Auto brake in 2,000 remaining. 1,000 remaining. 60 knots.
Ooh, we're running
Nice
out of
landing.
runway.
Really not bad this time.
Yeah, I wish I knew how this guy calculated that 422. Interesting take on that. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
Yeah, I'm saying that was not a bad landing, I promise you. That was cool.
After landing procedure complete.
Yeah, stable approach has got its good days and bad days, and I don't know how to make it just work proper. Don't know. To be honest, I don't think it's something that I can change, that I can actually set. I mean, that's
Flag
the
setting
developer's
set.
story. Oh, that's lovely. So where do we park? Are we just going to take one of these parkings here? Or not? Yeah, according to the landing rate in the VA software, it was minus 218. I would agree with that much more.
The CRJ that had the hard landing had 600 feet per minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Erkibris, sorry. Yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's a lot. Generally, up to 500 is not a problem. More than 500 feet per minute, that's when it becomes a problem. Right, though, Linda, do your magic. Okay, Dave, have a good one. I'm going to literally switch off now and go sleep myself. Linda, why didn't you put it on the bus? But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're done. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, enjoying it with us, chatting together and all. I hope you guys are going to have a blessed week that's in front of you, and we'll speak to you during the week, I'm sure. Excellent. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.